8:36 and in more local coverage, we are joined in studio this morning by Attorney General Peter Kilmartin. Every month we have him in here to discuss some of the big issues in our state, and we have a lot to talk about today. First, let's talk about the recent decision on that revenge porn bill. That was something that you fought very hard for to have passed. We know that the governor vetoed it. So what is the next step for your office here?
Well, we're hopeful that the General Assembly will override the veto. If that's not the case, we'll go back to the drawing board, try to make our case even better that this bill is necessary, that it was constitutional. It's not my first veto. A long time ago, Governor Almond vetoed my hands-free bill, and I think history has proven me right, and I think it will on this issue.
All right, Volkswagen, let's talk about that because we know that a major settlement was announced yesterday, settling with several states, including Rhode Island. So how much money will we see from this settlement for the state and specifically for people who would be affected by this?
Well, hopefully next month the court will approve the settlement, which will mean $13.5 million coming to Rhode Island for air mitigation and emissions control and factors to go into the community, another $3.2 million to go to the state generally for the fund. Individual Rhode Islanders who have Volkswagens, almost 3,300 people, will see between $5,100 and $10,000 coming from the company. On top of that, they can either turn their car in or they can get emissions upgrades within the vehicle. So there's a lot of good that has come out of this settlement directly to Rhode Islanders.
When do you think they would see the money?
Well, again, the court needs to approve it. That'll be July 29th, and then once that process is in place, the notifications will go into place. The dollars for the state will be put into a trust fund, and then individual projects identified. All
right, let's shift gears and talk about some new animal abuse legislation. We actually did a story today about leaving pets in hot cars. So what penalties could Rhode Islanders face if they make that mistake? Will there be any protections in place for people who decide, I'm going to smash a window to save a pet?
Well, the General Assembly just passed a statute saying that if you leave a pet in your vehicle and it's a hot day like TJ says we're going to have coming up, it will be a misdemeanor crime to do so. If you as a citizen see a pet in a car and are concerned, call law enforcement, let them know, because they do not have any liabilities if they have to break that window. You as an individual may. So really it's a notification to law enforcement and then holding the person leaving in the car, the pet in the car, accountable.
All right, another quickly timely issue. We had the story of a West Warwick woman who had a heroin overdose, and the men she was with did not call police. Remind us about the Good Samaritan Law, because obviously these overdoses are becoming very problematic in many communities.
It's a problem across this country. Just had a conversation with some of my colleagues about this. Again, a very needless death. Call 911. The Good Samaritan Law will protect you. Hopefully we can get Narcan, which all of law enforcement in this state carries, into the person who is ODing and save a life. Call 911, save someone's life. If someone passes away in the interim, don't just dump the body. That's about as heartless as anything could be. And now these individuals are being charged with that.
All right. Thank you so much for covering so many important topics this morning. We appreciate it. If you'd like to see the interview in its entirety, we'll be posting it on our website today at WPRI.com.